So my name is Antony Phillipson. I'm the British High Commissioner here in South Africa, and it's great to have the chance to talk to you today. So the project we've announced is really designed to help Africa realize bankable investments into its critical mineral supply chains. As the whole conference has been talking about, I think we are all determined to work with Africa to make sure that they can get the maximum benefit from their natural resources. And of course, we need these natural resources in the global economy to finance the green transition. And the project that we've announced today, 20 million rand worth of support, is to work with countries, including South Africa, but also the likes of DRC, Zambia and others, to help them attract the best possible investment into their critical mineral supply chains. And that's what we'll be kicking off next week and working with them going forward. As you may recall, back in November 2021, the UK hosted the COP26 Climate Summit. I think we saw a fundamental step change there in terms of commitment to addressing and dealing with the impacts of climate change. The science is overwhelming. There's no denying that we have a real problem to address here at global scale. At that conference, we talked about pledging the necessary finance and investment. Asset managers talked about pledging their own orienting their own investment decisions towards the green transition. And a fundamental part of this is going to be the critical minerals that we need. If we're going to meet our targets of net zero by 2050, we're going to have to, in some cases, just treble or even quadruple supplies. But in things like lithium, which is going to be absolutely vital on electric vehicles and battery storage, we're going to have to scale that up by about 40 times the amount that we produce now. So that's a massive challenge for the producer countries, but it also requires us to work with them to create the necessary transparent, reliable supply chains that are going to drive the green transition in all of our countries. So that's what we talked about at Glasgow. That's what the UK government is looking to support, including through things like our support for South Africa's just energy transition. But right at the heart of this rests those critical minerals and those supply chains. So I think there's two really critical points here. One is we can't see this as a race to the bottom. We can't see this as trying to reach exclusive deals for our own supply from key producer countries. This is about a globally functioning marketplace in critical minerals, reliable supply chains that mean that all of our economies get the critical minerals that they need, but also crucially that the producer countries are able to move up the value chain within their own countries, in-country beneficiation in terms of value added for their own resource requirements, their own ambitions to create high quality and more jobs in this space. So I think for the UK, what this is about quality of investment, not just quantity, but working in partnership with these countries, as we've always done through things like the global initiatives setting standards in this space, or the work of organizations like the London Metals Exchange. I think again, actually a point there, a crucial role for the City of London in terms of the nature of finance that is going to come into this space and the standards that sit alongside it. So I think that's what the UK is looking to focus on, including in partnership with other countries such that you've mentioned. Well, I just think it's hugely significant that, right at the heart of Africa Energy Week is this gathering, 3-day gathering around critical minerals, which I think is the first time that it's been brought together in this format. And as I said in my remarks, I think there is something really critical here about the private sector, the industry, both the producers but also investors, governments such as my own and the South African government and others who are speaking today in terms of setting standards, setting policy and regulation, the academic sector, driving the research and technology that is going to be required if we're going to achieve our ambitions in this space, but also civil society. Specifically here in South Africa, when we talk about the energy transition, we're talking about the just energy transition. It needs to be done in partnership with unions and NGOs so that you take people along. No one can be left behind. So I think that bringing those groups together in this gathering at the heart of Africa Energy Week, I think is hugely significant, and it's been a pleasure to be part of it.